Big Mugga has returned. Mugga, go ahead and mute up. Thank you for coming back. Listen, I missed you. Listen, how you feel, man? You guys, listen. You know what we talking about. How you feel about Derek Jackson? How you feel about everything you heard Miss Tyree say, everything you heard Dev say, everything you heard Apex say, and why you think a lot of black women buy into pandering? Speak on it.
Is that me with an echo?
Do you got an echo?
You echoing right now, but I
Come
think
back.
it's on my side.
Drop and come right back. Drop and come right back.
Okay.
I told y'all Miss Tyree was gonna have this thing lit up, man. It never fails. You still studying?
Nah, I'm done.
Y'all say what's up. Y'all say what's up to my cousin, man.
How y'all doing?
He's studying for his bar exam. We about to go outside. Hold on. You still got the echo?
Okay. Nope, it's gone now.
All right, go ahead.
So, I'm not really familiar with the Derek Jackson thing you
Yeah,
said.
don't worry about the Derek Jackson thing. But why you think black women be buying into pandering so much, and how you feel about just everything you've heard in general?
Okay, so for one, I do want to say that it's not just the older black women who are expressing and, projecting their past traumas onto the younger generation of women. I mean, it's definitely going on with the men as well. But I do feel like when it comes to standards and things like that, I feel like it's okay for men to have standards, right? No one's telling you that you can't have standards. You can't like the things that you like. That's fine. But when you project that onto all women as if just because they're not meeting your standards that they ain't shit or something wrong with them or something like that. Like if you don't like women who wear wigs, weave, makeup, lashes, nails, that's okay. But you should not go around the world as if a woman is doing that, then there's something wrong with her or that she's, beneath something. That's I think where the problem is coming in at. You know what I mean? Like I just feel like everybody likes what they like. It's not so much as the messenger, because I heard you talking about whether it's the messenger
Or
or
the
whether it's the message or
yeah,
whether it's the way the message is being conveyed. I really feel like it's all three of them. Because if I have a messenger, right, and this messenger doesn't like wigs and makeup, like they have a major disdain for it, then the message may come across a little harsh or a little aggressive 9 times out of 10 because they're so passionate about the things that they dislike. So at that point, now it not only is it the messenger, but now it's the actual message and it's the way that the message is coming across. So I feel like it's all three of those things.
but Mug, this the thing though. I believe in delivery. I believe in tone. I believe in not being condescending because for most people, if you communicate in a respectful manner, you can get them more so they will be more so receptive. But I believe in a lot of these conversations that the message it's the message that doesn't hurt in the first place. So when the message doesn't want to be heard and acknowledged in the first place because you already have a like disdain for the message in the first place, it doesn't matter how it's gonna be said. You're gonna have a negative reception to it from the jump. And that's
I
what I'm
agree with that.
not about. It's not about who's saying it. It's not about how they're saying it. It is about the message. You don't like what's being said. You don't want to take accountability for your past actions. You don't want to take accountability for the sisterhood. So it's a problem for it to be said. It don't matter if it's being if a baby saying it in a baby voice or a grown man saying it in a grown man voice. You don't like what's being said, so you're not going to be receptive to it. That's what's going.
I agree with that. Of course, if I don't want to hear the message, then of course I'm not going to accept it. Like that's just common sense. That's everybody and everything. It's not just women don't want to hear this shit. So when I tell her, no matter if I'm speaking sweetly or nice, she's not gonna want to hear it. I get that. But my thing is this: since when did us as human beings feel like our fucking opinion, excuse my language, but a little passionate. Since when do we feel like our fucking opinion is
The
so
law.
fucking violent in the lives of strangers?
Exactly.
And I really feel like social media has done that shit. Because I could think and feel whatever the fuck I want, and that is my opinion. But the minute that I feel that you should feel what I feel, that's where I fucked up.
Right.
That's where I fucked up. The minute that I feel like my opinion should be worth more than your opinion about whatever the fuck we're talking about, that's where I fucked up at. And
Right.
that is what's happening. I don't like wigs and makeup. You look better natural. Period. That's it. And if you disagree with me, you know what? You have an issue. You don't love yourself. You have low self-esteem. That's a fucking problem. That's a problem.
Right. Nobody's word is the law. Nobody's word should be the law. That's what I say all the time. But for whatever reason, like when I see like I never left a negative comment on anybody's content. I never went into anybody's live and left a negative comment that was saying negative things and degrading black men because because I don't fit the category of the black men that they're talking about. So I'm not gonna give it any attention. I'm not gonna give it my energy. I'm not gonna give it my time. But all these people is giving all their energy, attention, and time to stuff that they say that they don't fit in the category of. So make that make sense. Like why not? Why not just? I always tell people you can always scroll up, or you can just click the X and get out of the app in general. But people want to give all their money, energy, and attention and time to stuff that they say doesn't apply to them. So clearly, it must apply to you. So like whether it's Noble saying something, whether it's Marty saying something, whether it's Kevin Samuels, whoever it may be, if it don't apply to, because that's what black women love to say too. If it don't apply, let it fly. Why they not letting it fly? Why they giving it their energy, attention, and
Let
time?
me tell you why it's a lot of people that's not letting it fly. They're not letting it fly because you guys are categorizing all, not even categorizing, you guys, some people, not you, Noble,
I know.
but some people are throwing all black women into that category. You throw all of us in there and then you group all of us together, and that's where I feel like some of the women, as such as myself, who don't fit those categories, we kind of look at you guys and we want to give you the opposite side. We want you to hear our perspectives. We want you to see that there are women who wear their natural hair. There are women who don't go outside with a bunch of lashes. There are women who's not walking around here with 7 kids and expecting, um, don't having those
Millionaire.
high expectations. So I don't feel like it's not always I want you. It's not always just, you know what, Noble, you're wrong. Because we're not stupid. We live in reality. We down here with you. We see that as women like this. We see this shit. You know what I'm saying? But we also want y'all to speak more about the positive things that you see in the black woman versus the negative things. Because when you don't do that, then now there's an imbalance. And us who are this way, and we are not the way in which you see some black women or all black women that you are kind of throwing us into that group, we want to be able to have a voice. Because now, guess what, us who don't wear the lashes and the makeup all the time, or we do believe in being natural, we don't have a voice. We don't have a voice. So when we come up here and we talk to you guys, it's not about debating you or fighting you or disagreeing with you, but it's more so about you understanding that we do, there's more of us. Hey, Noble. Hey, we're here. You know what I'm saying? Don't forget about the women that are doing these things, who don't have these wild expectations on men. Because I personally feel like expectations, if you have expectations for another human being, bitch, you lost. You
Right.
lost right then and there. You shouldn't have expectations on anybody. Your standard should be for yourself. This is what I will accept. This is what I want. This is what I want. But we have turned our standards into, this is what you have to be. This is what you have to do. And that's where we fuck up at.
But
You see what I'm saying?
I hear everything you say, Mug, and I acknowledge everything that you say. But I think the same way again that I said when I see certain women on their platforms, saying negative, degrading things about black men. And again, I don't fit the category, so I keep it pushing, or I may even just laugh. Like I understand you saying that we want to like, we want to speak to you and let you know that like, there's other women of us that aren't like that. But I think our women need to be more, they need to be more selective in who they want to like try to like get that message across to, because some of these women already have their mind made. Some of these black women already have their mind made up about black men, mugga. Some of these black men already have their mind made up about black women. So it's like they're closed minded. They standing on what they say, whether they believe in it or not, whether they doing it just for attention. So it's a waste of energy and it's a waste of time to even try to talk to these people. That's why I don't. That's why I don't get involved. I just don't bother, because like at the end of the day, they not talking about me anyways. So I might as well not waste my time and give it any energy. That's just how I personally feel, and that's what I think our women should start doing. Cause all y'all do is y'all give stuff life. Y'all give all this stuff life. If y'all don't give it life, it's not going to exist. They're gonna have to find something else to talk about. But when you consistently, like, y'all are the ones that provide the content. Y'all are the ones that call into these shows, that come on these platforms and try to go back and forth with these men, and vice versa. Let it go, yo. Just
Yeah, I agree with that. If you're calling into someone who's already had their mind made up, you know what I'm saying, then you're obviously calling to argue or debate. And I'm not one to argue and debate. I just kind of get my point across, pull out some facts here and there and speak my personal opinion. And a lot of women are doing that. They're too busy calling to combat your opinion about, shit. And that's where it's fucks up at, because everybody's entitled to their opinion, along
exactly.
with the men. You know what I'm saying? Um, I've been on an app before, right? And on the app, it was a woman on there, and her title stated "Black men can't read," right? So everybody would look at her. It would be black men that would come in, and they would come in her room. We call them rooms, on her panel, and it'll be a bunch of black men debating with her and arguing with her, saying that they can read. They're not uneducated. This, that, and the third. Blase, blase, blase. You know what I'm saying? But we can go your. They could have went your route, Noble. No, no, she really believes that, mentalist. We could have went your. They could have went your route, Noble, and said, you know what? I could read. If it don't apply, I'll let it fly. But they didn't. They came in there and they came and they tried to prove her wrong. And they was actually reading paragraphs that she was putting up on. She was putting paragraphs up and they were reading, trying to prove themselves
That's what
to a
I'm
fucking
talking about.
stranger.
So
You
now
know
what
what
is
I'm saying?
so now that's a new clip now. That's new. That's a new clip for the internet now. That's new content for her. That's something else to
Exactly.
going. So that's what I'm saying. Like, y'all are the ones that build all this stuff up. And like I said, if y'all really just take some time and pay attention to these specific type of platforms, they are echo chambers. You know why I don't even go to like people's platforms on here, because a lot of it is echo chambers. If you go in there, this is a platform, y'all know, I let everybody come up here and speak their piece. Well, no matter what ethnicity, nationality, I let you come up here and speak your piece however you feel. But everyone is not like that. There's black women on here that it's like, if you don't think the same way we think, you're a negative person. You hate your mom, you hate your sister, you're gay, you're this, that, and the third. There's places that they're closed minded. They don't want to hear another perspective. So like, why go there in the first place? I don't got time to. Me personally, in my life, and I don't have time, and I damn sure don't care enough to like go be trying to go back and forth with somebody that clearly already has their mind made up on certain things. Like I said, a lot of the times these people don't even, mugga, they don't even be believing what they like putting out there. It's just for content sake. And as a content creator, I know that people do stuff like that. So if I
Right.
can sense that that's how you're moving, I'm not gonna give it any attention. I'm not gonna give it any energy. But guess what? Guess what though, Mugga? Today, there's gonna be a black man on this app that's gonna have something in his background, or he's gonna be on his just for clout. Yeah, passport bro recruiting. There's gonna be a black man that's gonna have something on his background, or he's gonna be saying something, and there's gonna be a bunch of black women that are just gonna fall into it. Thank you for the gifts, passport bro. There's gonna be a bunch of black women that are gonna come up there and want to go back and forth with him. Like, what? Like, why not just ignore it? The easiest thing you can do is ignore it, bro. There's not gonna be any content if you ignore it. But you know what? Y'all gonna call in and rest in peace to Kevin Samuels, because I rock with Kevin Samuels. Y'all gonna call into Kevin Samuels every day. Y'all gonna call into Fresh and Fit. Y'all gonna go on these different platforms and provide all this new content for the world to see. And the next thing you know, it's going to be a continuous conversation, and we're going to be talking about how some girl that got 5 kids and 5 baby daddies wants a man to be a millionaire before she rock with him. Boy, this is. So if you just ignore it, there's not going to be no content. But like I said, I'm saying right now,
I don't,
these same black
but
men are
Noble.
still going to go on these men's platforms and provide new content, keep the conversation going. So that's why it's time. That's why it's a waste of time. Like, yeah,
But let's
I never even said what I'm saying right now because I know how the game goes. But hey, it is what it is.
but let's be serious, right? Well, all right. So I'm going to relate this to celebrities. So we'll have celebrities, rappers, or whatever, and artists who are on major airways, such as the radio, right? And you'll hear, I think Cardi B said, keep your children away from my music. It's not for kids,
Right.
things like that, right? At the end of the day, whether you know it or not, when you're on these major platforms and you're on these you're on these platforms, your voice is being heard, and it is being heard by a multitude of people. And you do carry a responsibility, whether you signed up for the responsibility or not. So when you do hear, because some men, I'll relate it to the men that do disrespect black women or put black women down, and you do hear these men talking like this, you kind of sit back and you like, you're contaminating all of the men who haven't experienced what you experience. You're contaminating these men. You're putting thoughts in their head. You're making them think that all black women are this way, all black women are that way. You know what I'm saying? You are carrying a responsibility because you're reaching thousands and millions of people. So when we come on these platforms, we have to give the opposite side of the scope because it's needed. It's needed. You know what I'm saying? But I don't feel like you should go in being combative or go in trying to do the gender war thing, because I really can't stand that. It's a trend. We got to understand, like you said, this is social media. It's a trend. Everything is trendy. Everything is content. But when you actually have reputable points and statements and facts to back up your argument or your perspectives, then yeah, you know, you should be allowed to go on these platforms and speak that way. But a lot of these people who are carrying the torch on these platforms, they don't want to hear the shit that you have to say because they're too busy thinking that you're trying to actually argue with them, or you want to do a gender war and things like that. So I just feel like
Morgan,
I just feel like though you with that person carrying that responsibility of actually reaching all of these people, right? Why can't another person come on and give the opposite view?
no, you.
Why not?
They
I
can't.
don't think we should say you stop. Don't go on there and say anything because he wants to flip the narrative and this, that, third. But when I come up and I have these facts, and I come up and I have a um a perspective that can barely be argued with, and I shut that shit down. I shut all that shit down, right? Now what? He's sitting there looking stupid on his own platform.
Right.
Now we trying to figure out, well, where did you get that from? Because she's not argumentative, or she's not aggressive, or she's not this, or she's not that, and she's a black woman. She's natural, and she has. Now people can see, you know what? All of them are not like that, and that is important to us as black women because we don't want to be. You guys are doing exactly what white people do, where they throw us in a fucking box and say all black people are this, all black people are that. And you're and if you have any, and yes, they could think that shit for the rest, they could think that from generation to generations. But guess what? When they meet that black person who isn't anything like those stereotypes, trust and believe they're gonna have something to think about when they go to sleep at night. They're gonna have some shit to think about. And that's all it's about.
Look, this the last thing I'm gonna say, mother, before I go to the next person. Look, again, they can come on. I 100% agree with you, both men and women, making it be known. Like I do believe it is important. But okay, listen. Let me say this first. First, as individuals, some of us are younger, some of us older. I'm not, I don't, people ain't little kids out here. So, for adults to try to make it seem like they're like impressionable 4 or 5 year olds, I'm not buying into that. Okay. You know, you should be able to separate entertainment from real life. You know what I'm saying? Like a grown woman should be able to listen to Cardi B, Megan Thee Stallion, City Girls, whoever it may be. A grown woman to listen to Lil Durk, be able to listen to all this music where they're talking about these women in these ways and realize entertainment and not mother. Please speak up. You got some background.
Oh, my fault.
Oh, they should be able to they should be able to separate the two. So we not going I'm not gonna really like say, yeah, it can have an effect on little kids, but not no grown man or no grown woman. And yes, it's important that the other side is heard, but like I said, do it on a platform to where they're trying to hear both sides. Don't try to go on a platform where they clearly got their mind made up and go back and forth. You are giving them content at the end of the day. You know that Noble on his platform, he gonna have a man that totally hates women. He gonna have a man that loves women. He gonna have a woman that hates men, and he gonna have a woman that loves men. But you know that he's gonna hear everybody's side. So come on a platform like this and say that stuff. But don't go on a platform where you know they only talking about they got a narrative that they drive down people's throats. And if you don't agree with that narrative, you know, them and all their minions are going to shame you and, you know, disrespect you and try to make it seem like you don't know what you're talking about. Like I said, you are getting content at the end of the day. But like I said, all these black women in here, they're going to go and do exactly what I said. Like they're going to go to a platform here on TikTok or YouTube, wherever it may be, that they know a black man that don't like black women, or again, whether he's doing it for content or whether he really feels like it, and they're gonna feed right into it. They're gonna provide him the content that he needs. That's why I don't waste my time. Even that's why I'm only doing this for you, mother, because we cool. But I don't even waste my time saying stuff like this because
Listen, Noble,
all
wait.
that I just
One thing
it's
before you go
going
to the
in one
next
ear,
person,
it's
right?
going in one ear and out the other. Like they about to go do the same exact thing that I told them not to do. But go ahead, say your last word.
If you think that grown people, grown women and men cannot be influenced, you
Oh,
are sadly mistaken.
they can, they can.
You
I'm
are
just
sadly
saying
mistaken. That's all I
they
want to
shouldn't be.
say.
But thank you, mother. Thank you for coming back. I love you so much. You have a great.
All right, y'all.
All right. Peace.